I am quite excited to do this video. I have been waiting for this palette to arrive for weeks, you guys. It's a long story. So we have an Ulta in our Target now, and if I need something from Ulta, most things that I want, I could get there. This, at least in my Ulta and Target, it was not available. So I had to order it online. The reason why I don't like to buy from Ulta online is because they don't ship free to Hawaii. And when they do ship to Hawaii, they tend to send it on a boat. And you can imagine how long that takes. And I've heard, I don't 100% know that this is true, but what I've heard is they'll send it to the post office closest to the port where they're going to put it on the boat. But then they wait for the boat to get full before they even send the boat, which it makes sense. That would be a waste of, fuel and everything. But then that means it could take like a month to get to you. So in this case, it took 2 weeks to get to me. So I was like really, really wanting it, but that's okay. I have it now and I'm excited. I'm still gonna do this video for you guys, even though a bunch of other people have already posted their videos. I don't care. So I was really excited as I opened this. This is the packaging. I'm sure you've seen it. And it says limited edition. No one knows for how long. This was $59, I believe. Pretty expensive. I don't remember the last time I spent that much on an eyeshadow palette. I haven't bought a ton of palettes in the last year, but I think all the palettes that I have bought have been under $20, I think. So this is the first high-end palette I've bought in quite a while. There were a lot of things that excited me about this, but what excited me about this was that when Trend Mood posted this, it felt like the first fall makeup announcement. And then after this was announced, I felt like they really have started to roll in, and now they're really starting to roll in a lot more. I want to do a video talking about all the new fall everything that's kind of going to be coming out, but that'll be happening later. So here in Hawaii, it's actually quite hot. I'm kind of sweating. And it's one of those things where I love the side of the island that I live on, but it doesn't get cloudy a whole lot and it doesn't rain a whole lot, which is totally different from the part of the island I'm from. So that's the only thing. Like 99% of the time I love where I live, but during the fall and winter I do have to drive for a while to get my fall weather fix. But anyway, we're doing a fall look today because I just wish it could be fall already. I love fall. I feel like everybody does. I was born September 27th, so right at the start of fall is when I was born, the official start of fall. But at this point, you guys, the first day of fall, I look for Starbucks to announce when they're gonna be selling pumpkin spice lattes, and to me, that's the first day of fall. Whatever day they announce, it's usually the last week of August, so they're probably gonna announce it really soon. But I'm gonna do a full-on fall look. I'm wearing a sweater. There's a fall candle back here. It is cranberry and gala apple. It's a new Bath & Body Works scent, by the way. It smells so good. If you like the leaves scent, you will like this too. It smells really good, especially if you like the smell of apples. Okay, so the packaging looks like it always looked. It's supposed to. I think it's just the formula is supposed to be a little bit different. It's supposed to be better. Now, a couple things about this palette. I know I'm droning on and on. I swear I had this palette. I have a very vague memory of going to Macy's and buying this palette when it was on sale for half off when they were discontinuing it. But I have absolutely no recollection of actually using this palette, which is insane. So that's why part of me is maybe I just thought about doing it but didn't actually buy it, because I can't picture myself not using it. This was a time that I had a lot of palettes, so it's possible. And then I decluttered a ton because honestly, it kind of made me sick how many palettes I had. It was just too much. So I decluttered a bunch, but if I knew this was being discontinued, I have a hard time believing that I would get rid of it. So I really don't remember using this palette, but I kind of feel like I owned it, which tells you something about consumerism in myself. And I do feel like I'm better than I was back then, which is crazy because I feel like I make more money now than I did then. My other memory of this palette is I had a classmate in high school, our senior year, who had this palette. And she didn't wear a ton of makeup, but when she did wear makeup, she would use this and she would talk about it, and I would be so jealous, and I knew how expensive it was. And this is my senior years when I started to wear makeup, but I wasn't into it. I wasn't watching makeup YouTube videos. This was 2012. And so I started getting into makeup that year, but it was drugstore. I think I used like a CoverGirl foundation. I don't think I did anything in my brows. Yeah, I was starting to wear makeup, but not seriously. And then it's actually kind of funny too, because this also sort of involves the Naked line. My first high-end eyeshadow palette I ever bought, I remember it was my sophomore year of college in 2013 or 14, and it was the Naked 2. So I used that thing. I loved the Naked 2. I used that so much. I had hit pan on so many of the shades. I had it forever. I finally decluttered it, years later. And then eventually I bought the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and that kind of replaced it and became my new palette I used all the time. But I just did a huge palette declutter. I got rid of most of my palettes, I would say, because again, it was starting to feel like too much. But now I'm excited because I really think that this is going to become a palette I reach for a lot. I love that there is a mix of cool and warmer tones in here, and then just neutrals. It's really beautiful. So I'm excited for this. I need to swatch it for you guys, which I didn't think about with this sweater. We'll see. I finally bought maternity leggings, you guys. I had been putting it off, and they're the most comfortable leggings I've ever worn. They're so soft and they're so good. From Target. They're expensive though. I feel like I could have gotten cheaper ones off of Amazon. Anyway, so again, here's the palette before I swatch it. So starting off, we have Virgin here that you can't really see. Next to it, we have Sin. I'm terrible at doing swatches, you guys. I should probably just swatch it and then just show you the swatch. Next to it, we have Naked, which is just a matte. Ooh, this is really creamy. So that's Naked. Then next to it, we have Sidecar, which in the swatches I've seen, this is the one I'm most excited for. It looks totally up my alley. Oh, that's really pretty. This is it right here. And then next to that, we have another matte brown shadow. This one is called Buck. Wow, these are really creamy. This one is Buck. Okay, I'm trying to be better about using this makeup eraser instead of using makeup remover wipes, just because I know it's better. The next shade is Half Baked, which I remember this being the shade everyone loved, because we're talking about the time when warm toned neutrals were the thing. So that's Half Baked. And then next to it is Smog. Ooh, that's really pretty. This is Smog. Next to that, another shimmery shadow. This is Dark Horse. This one didn't swatch quite as well. It's still a shimmer, but I feel like it's a little less shimmery than some of the others. I don't know if that's coming across on camera. And next to that is Toasted. Seems like it has more of a pink, pinky shift. Toasted. And then we have the more purpley, shimmery shade. This is Hustle. Guys, I'm terrible at swatches. We know this. And then we have our deepest ones that I think I'll just swatch on my hand up here. This one is called Creep. Ooh, it's a sequin kind of shade. It's got a little bit of sequin to it. And then we have Gunmetal next to that, which is more of a blue-gray. Doesn't swatch the best either, but I'm not good at swatching, as I said, and so because of that, I never trust what the swatches look like. These are all the swatches. Okay, I'm excited to put these on my eyes, you guys. Okay, let me take these off. Guys, I'm thinking today is gonna be a full glam eye kind of day, which I haven't done in a bit. You know what's silly is when I get the most full glam is when I go in for my doctor's appointments for the baby. And TJ's like, why do you always spend so much time getting ready for these doctor's appointments? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. I think I'm trying to impress the baby. Makes no sense. The baby's with me all the time. Okay, it also comes with a brush, just like the traditional, the first, few Naked palettes. I also had Naked 3. I really liked that one too. I wore that one a lot. I actually think I ended up liking Naked 3 even more than Naked 2. So that's why it's crazy to me that I have no memory of using this palette. Like, I'm pretty sure that I had it. I did already prime the lids with my Anastasia eyeshadow primer. Again, a fun memory. The first eyeshadow primer I ever used was the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is just the one I have now because they last me years. I did use a primer because I always use a primer when I use eyeshadow, and I have very oily, creasy eyelids, so it has nothing to do with like wanting to improve the shadow for me, and everything to do with not wanting it to get creasy because of my eyelids. So if I didn't wear a primer, that wouldn't even be a true depiction of what this palette can do, because I just know that's how my eyes are. Something I discovered when I started using the Naked 2 palette. So, all right, let's try to use this one. I'm gonna use this fluffier side, and I always set my primer with a white shadow, or closest to white as I can get, or skin toned. I really like this. I love that it has this. Palettes always get bonus points for me when they have a shadow like this that is matte, which this actually maybe has like a tiny sheen to it. I don't know if it's matte, but it's definitely good enough. That's really pretty. Okay, and now for the crease. I'm not gonna use this one because I like to use different types for creases. Gosh, I don't even know what I wanna do. Let's go into the shade Naked. It's this shade right here in the crease. It seems like there's a lot of pigment there, so. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Wow, these are really easy to blend. You know what my first impression is so far of the mattes is they remind me of Anastasia mattes, but actually better because they're not so pigmented. Like Anastasia mattes are too pigmented where you have to use the tiniest amount or you're gonna keep blending and blending to make it a little toned down. You know, it's almost too much at once for me because I'm not a makeup artist, but I do really like this. This is really pretty. Do I need to turn down this light? Maybe we'll keep it like that. Maybe that was a little bit too light. Okay, now I think I'm gonna darken up the crease a little bit with the shade Buck right here. This does have a nice mirror, by the way, which I always appreciate. And I've kind of been doing this lately where I'm darkening up the crease just on the outer corner. Normally I make a V, but we'll see if that's what I want to do today. Well, maybe, yeah, I'll make a V. Wow, these mattes are really nice. I don't know if I've used mattes that are this nice in a while. Okay, let's see what I want to do. I'm thinking about taking this more purpley shade Hustle and putting it in the outer corner and like starting to do shimmer, working my way in. Again, I'm not a makeup artist. Eyeshadow is not my biggest forte, but I just try to do what I know works for my eyes. So that was a Morphe brush. Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I've had it forever. And this is a Sigma E42 Precise Firm Blender. So I'm going to take it into Hustle and kind of put it in the outer corner. Not super worrying about blending everything perfectly right now. Okay, that's pretty. I don't know. I kind of also want to go in with Dark Horse in the outer corner. I don't know. Is that crazy? So this is Dark Horse. It's got like a greenish shift. Clearly I'm thinking more cool toned for this look. Let's just do it just for fun. I really have come to like shadows that have sort of a subtle green shift to them. I think it complements my very dark brown eyes fairly well. It's funny, my sister has green eyes. I know, crazy, right? Genetics are wild. She and I look almost identical. Have been asked many times if we're twins, and we're almost 8 years apart in age. She's older than me. But one very big difference is she was born with very blue eyes that turned green, and I was born with just very dark eyes from the beginning. So those shimmers blended nicely with a brush. Because they're in the outer corner, I used a brush. If I'm using a shimmer all over, I tend to like to use my finger. I want to try to use as many of the shades as possible. I'm going to go in with Sin with my finger just on the inner corner to the middle, just to kind of see. Oh yeah. This is really pretty. And it really lightens it up, if you can see the difference. Sometimes because my eyes are so dark, I don't always love smoky eyes on me because it just looks even darker. Okay, we're gonna go into the other side. Wow, these are really pretty. It packs a punch. This shade Sin is an interesting formula. It's almost more satin, but it still has a lot of shimmer to it. That's really pretty. Okay, now the one I'm really excited about, I want to take Sidecar, this very shimmery one, and put it all over the lid as like a topper to kind of neutralize that pink just a little bit too. Oh yes. This is gonna be my new favorite shade. I can already tell, and I'm literally putting it all over as a topper. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Wow. That is so pretty. Let me turn this down a little bit more too, so you can just kind of see. Sorry, it's morning time, so it's like the best time to film in here because more light comes in, but because it's morning, the light is shifting. So I feel like it's better to keep it at that light for a bit. That is just gorgeous. So pretty. Okay, now I want to do lower lash line as well. Let's see what I want to do. You know what? I'm gonna put a black in the waterline, lower line first, because I just think it looks better when you blend. Gosh, I thought I had a black eyeliner from ColourPop. Eyeliner, so I'm not the biggest ColourPop fan in the world, but I will say their eyeliners I do really like. But I want to do smoky. I want to use a black. So I'm going to use this one from LA Girl. You know what? Let me do this off camera so that I'm not having to juggle a million mirrors. Okay, black liner is done. It looks pretty good. It's not my favorite black liner in the world. You kind of have to go over it a few times to get it to be pigmented. But I'm going to take, just to be safe for now, I'm going to go back into that dark purple, the Hustle shade, and blend that out on the lower. And on the other side, I like to do the liner first because I feel like putting the shadow over it kind of helps smudge it out a little bit. Makes it look a little bit nicer. Okay, now do I want to add anything else? Part of me kind of wants to go in with Creep. You know what? I'm going to go in with Smog. This one is a little more gold, also has kind of a greenish shift to it a little bit. Oh, that's really pretty. Gosh, I feel like there's a lot of different looks you could do with this palette. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with liner and then lashes, and then I'm gonna show you guys the final product, and then we'll talk about how I feel about this palette. You guys, this is the prettiest eye look I've done in a very long time. This is so pretty. All together, it's so beautiful. So let me tell you about some of the other products that I use just quickly. So the eyeliner that I use is the Physicians Formula Waterproof liquid liner. This recently came back into my life and I'm like, why did I ever stop using this? It's so good. I feel like I've been on another recent journey with eyeliners, and this is like the best one I've tried in a while, and I used to love it. I don't know why I stopped using it. Mascara, I used the Milani highly rated lash extension mascara, the tubing one. And then the lashes that I used are my favorites. It's the My Lashes But Better from Kiss in their Bare Affair style. I have them right here. I have to cut them down a little bit because I have really small eyes. So these are like my favorite lashes though. And also these are the first like actual full strip lashes, besides cutting them down for size, that I've used in a while. I've been using half lashes a lot more lately when I do wear lashes, which has not been very often. And my favorite lash glue is the Duo Active. You don't have to wait for it to get tacky like other ones, and it lasts all day. And this is from someone that like lash glue never stays on for me until I found this one. So I wish I had found this one for my wedding day, because even on my wedding day, my lashes were popping off and I had to like go to the bathroom several times and fix them. Okay, thoughts about this palette. This is the prettiest palette I've used in a while. I am so excited that I bought it. I had a feeling I would really like it, and I really do. It got me so excited when I was putting on the lashes. It got me so excited with how pretty it looked for the rest of fall to start, for fall to even start. But also I was picturing myself with this eye look going to pick up our Christmas tree. It's just getting me in a very holiday kind of mood in the best way, and it's making me very excited, which, come to think of it, our baby is due 1 week after Thanksgiving. So I think we're gonna have to get our Christmas tree pretty quickly after Thanksgiving, maybe even before Thanksgiving. Anyway, as for the actual formula, the mattes in here are really good. These are some of my favorite mattes I've used. There aren't a ton of mattes in here, but the ones that are super creamy and easy to blend. They're pigmented, but they're not too pigmented. If you were newer to eyeshadow, I think you would love the mattes in here. The shimmers, kind of the same thing. I mean, I think they're not all the same formula, not that they all claim to be. I think some definitely pack more punch than others. You got like Sin that has a little bit more of a satin subtle shimmer, as you guys saw, but then there's other ones that seem like they're more pigmented, like Smog. When I put that one on, it seemed like it had a lot more to it. And then Sidecar, which is definitely the most glittery shimmer shade that I have all over, is definitely going to be my new favorite all over shade. It is so pretty. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited to keep using this. Like, I'm excited to use it tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure I know what outfit I'm wearing to work, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna go so well with it. So this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm not a makeup artist. I wouldn't say that I'm like an expert at eyeshadow, but I have used a lot of different palettes in my time, and I know when one is good, usually right off the bat. But for some reason, just because it's good doesn't mean I always fall in love with it right away or gravitate towards using it all the time. And I have a good feeling about this one. So I am so happy I picked it up. Well worth the wait. Oh, I forgot to tell you my lips. I felt like I had to go liquid lipstick, right? I mean, you have to. I went with the Too Faced Melted Matte in, I think this is the shade Sellout, I think. The name rubbed off on it a long time ago. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this. My mother-in-law really likes it too. We bought it for her when we were on a vacation one time. It is really good, and it definitely stays on. It's not overly drying for me. I think for other people, if you have drier lips, it could be more drying. I think I need to get a new one though, because the smell on this was questionable, and I've had it for years. So it's probably time to get another one. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe and give it a like. It does really help out my channel. If you're already subscribed, I hope you hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye. That clicking is the fan. When the wind blows and this fan is going, it clicks. But I couldn't turn off the fan because it is so hot in here, even though I really want it to be fall. Okay, bye.